In a dramatic turn tonight, Donald Trump appears ready to end the freeze on sharing both military aid and key intelligence with Ukraine, an unexpected shift fueled by a last-minute appeal from Keir Starmer just before the high-stakes discussions in Saudi Arabia. The United States, which had paused these vital supports, now stands at the brink of reopening the channels that could tip the balance in Ukraine's favor. What new chapter might this unexpected change herald? Before the calm of the night could settle, the Prime Minister spent a tense 20 minutes on the phone with President Trump. Their conversation crackled with urgency as they prepared for peace talks in Saudi Arabia, a venue chosen in hopes of ending a relentless 3-year conflict. Sources close to Downing Street later revealed that during this call, the Prime Minister firmly pressed on the issue of the U.S. suspension of intelligence sharing and military assistance. Meanwhile, British officials have been busy urging Ukrainian leaders to meet the U.S.'s conditions so that the support they so desperately need might resume. Could this critical dialogue finally break the deadlock? Shortly after the conversation, a spokesperson for the Prime Minister expressed genuine hope that the outcome would be positive. With a clear sense of determination, Sir Keir is set to lead a new meeting on Saturday, a gathering of nations eager to join his coalition of the willing to protect Ukraine once a peace deal is struck. A Downing Street representative echoed these sentiments, stressing that the Prime Minister was confident that a breakthrough in the talks could restart both military aid and the flow of intelligence. Yet, the shadow of the disastrous Oval Office meeting last month between President Trump and President Zelensky still looms large, having left practical support in shambles. Will this time be different, or will past missteps haunt the future? Later that evening, addressing members of the Parliamentary Labour Party, Sir Keir painted a vivid picture of a world racing forward. The real world is moving so quickly, he told the MPs, and people expect their government to grab the moment and shape it for the benefit of everyone. He drove home his point by insisting that the security of Ukraine is not just a local concern but the future of all of Europe. With unwavering support as the only option, he reminded everyone that Britain must prioritize its own defense and security. His passionate words left his audience pondering, could this be the decisive moment that safeguards not only Ukraine but the broader European future? As the desert heat of Saudi Arabia set the stage for upcoming negotiations, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio spoke with a calm yet hopeful tone. "I believe we can resolve this pause in aid," he remarked, adding that today's talks would be key in charting the way forward. Rubio stressed that Ukraine must be ready to take on hard challenges similar to those that Russia is prepared to face. In a bold twist, he even hinted that part of any final agreement might involve Ukraine giving up some land to Russia. His measured words, heavy with both hope and caution, left many wondering if such a concession could ever be the price for peace. In a parallel scene, President Zelensky arrived in Saudi Arabia, stepping onto a stage charged with anticipation before meeting the kingdom's leading figure, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Both the U.S. and Ukrainian teams are scheduled to sit down and hash out the details today. According to American officials, Ukraine plans to propose a ceasefire that would cover the Black Sea area, along with a halt to long-range missile strikes and even arrangements for releasing prisoners. Adding another twist to the mix, Ukraine is prepared to sign an agreement granting the U.S. access to its rare minerals, a deal that has lingered unsigned since that ill-fated Oval Office meeting on February 28th. Every element of this unfolding drama seems to hang by a fragile thread. To keep the discussions from heating up too much between Ukrainian and U.S. officials, Britain sent its national security advisor, Jonathan Powell, to Kyiv. His mission was to coach Ukrainian delegates on exactly what to say and what to avoid in order to keep the talks calm and constructive. Earlier, President Trump had confidently declared that the meetings in Saudi Arabia would bring a lot of progress. Yet, on the eve of these crucial talks, he also claimed that the U.S. had nearly ended the ban on intelligence sharing. Ukrainian officials, however, remain firm that the effects of the suspension are still very real. Is it a matter of perception, or is there more at stake than words? The current round of discussions follows an earlier agreement among President Zelensky, Sir Keir, and French President Emmanuel Macron to work together on fresh peace proposals. Sir Keir has persistently pressed President Trump to secure solid security guarantees for Ukraine, even suggesting the backing of a European force in the event of a Russian attack. However, some nations are cautious. They hesitate to commit their troops until the U.S. clearly outlines what kind of safety net it will provide. For Ukraine, the stakes are as high as they come. A senior politician warned that if the U.S. stops its aid, the price could be measured in the very lives of their soldiers. Although Ukrainian officials believe they might manage another 6 months without U.S. military help, the sudden loss of intelligence support is already having an immediate and severe impact. That same night, President Zelensky took to his social media platform to offer heartfelt thanks to Ukraine's European allies, including the UK, for their steadfast support. He highlighted the rollout of new defense packages, improvements in air defenses, and increased investments in the nation's defense industry. Strong positions on the front line and strong diplomacy must work hand in hand to bring about a fair and lasting peace, he wrote. With U.S. leadership and Europe's cooperation, he confidently declared that lasting peace is within reach, a goal they all share. As his message echoed in the digital space, one lingering question remained: could this be the dawn of a truly new era?